So you got these, they're calling it young Nazis. And by the way, I have a Virginia Giuffre, just want to tell you, who is one of the Epstein victims, has a new book coming out, and I'm going to read an excerpt from it for you, because this is, again, as I say, Epstein is really important. So you got this whole crisis with the people who are the racist young people. They call them young, not so young. Let's just say that. The racist people within the Republican Party, these are the Republican leaders of the future, anywhere from their 20s to their early 40s. So to me, that's not so young. So this is the political reporting on the swastika flag. So it was seen, well, that was the original reporting on the group chat that held the racist things in it. And we reported on that the other day. And now this is the reporting on this flag that was found behind a GOP congressional staffer in the office. And I read to you at the top of the show the response to that particular tweet and screen grab that they caught. So I just want to show this. I usually don't like to, my thing is I hate people like that are fighting on TV and yelling at each other, and you know what I mean, and trying to one up each other. I hate it. But this one proves a point, because, and this is a Charlie Kirk person, along with, I think it's Adam Mockler, who's been on this program. And he was on News Nation. I don't know. Why am I showing you News Nation? I'm sorry. I apologize. But this is an example. I'm making an exception today to report on something like this, because I don't like the food fights. It's not productive. So these young Nazis, we call them Nazi-like people, who are accused of doing this. And then you see the flag in the background, the American Nazi flag. There are people, remember this Turning Point USA. Oh my God. Christian, right? Oh my God, Charlie Kirk was such a Christian. You're a Christian not because you say you're a Christian. You're a Christian when you act and conduct yourself like a Christian. But these folks, and even the Trump administration, they are refusing to condemn these Nazi-like people. Watch.
But there is a justification for political violence. It shows up in every poll, and it's coming from progressives.
I have spent all of my formative years watching the President of the United States talk about the opposition party like they shouldn't exist. His claim to fame in U.S. politics was saying that Obama wasn't born in America. That is how he entered the political stage. He was famous before that, but that was his claim to fame. He was the first presidential candidate to ever chant "lock her up" on a political stage. He tried to coup our government. And I live in this, let me finish. Listen. I live in the city of Chicago. Donald Trump, over the past 2 months, has not only posted an AI video of Obama being arrested, but then after that, he posted an AI image of Chicago being invaded. After that, he sent the National Guard to Chicago. So I've spent my formative years watching the president do this. And just think about this. We saw these Nazi group chats, which I'm sure you condemn, right? This Nazi group chat.
Well, we can talk about it.
Do you condemn it?
I want to talk about it.
Wait, so when they said gas chambers, when they say gas chambers, you won't, so you're like JD Vance, you just won't condemn this?
Well, I actually had JD on the show today. We had a whole conversation.
You guys can all condemn this, right?
Hell yes.
Thank you.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
But
Chris, can you condemn that?
Here's the point, of course. But that's easy. What I'm
for him, but you know what?
That's easy? Okay. Should be easy for him to say, yeah, I condemn anything Nazi. I condemn anyone who calls someone monkeys. I condemn anyone who calls someone watermelon people. I mean, come on, people. And that is a Turning Point USA guy. And remember, JD Vance was on the show. And JD Vance is the vice president of the United States. And all the horrible shit that they said that got us flagged for even just running the story because it was so awful that even the internet and the streaming people were like, ooh, whoa, that's bad. Wow, that's really bad. It's like, yeah, but it's real. That's the news. That's what happened. Now, I'm going to show, this is JD Vance's. Just that guy was a Charlie Kirk producer, by the way, refusing to condemn Nazi. That's the producer of Charlie Kirk's show. Refusing to condemn this Nazi GOP group. And then you have the vice president of the United States doing the same. And then we're going to fact check the vice president of the United States. Here it is.
by focusing on what kids are saying in a group chat. Grow up. I'm sorry. Focus on the real issues. Don't focus on what kids say in group chats. But there's another angle to this that I just have to be honest about. I mean, I'm like an old guy at this point. I'm 41 years old. I have 3 kids. I grew up in a different world, right? Where not most of the stupid things that I did when I was a teenager and a young adult, they're not on the internet. Like, I'm going to tell my kids, especially my boys, don't put things on the internet. Like, be careful with what you post. If you put something in a group chat, assume that some scumbag is going to leak it in an effort to try to cause you harm or cause your family harm. But the reality is that kids do stupid things, especially young boys. They tell edgy, offensive jokes. Like, that's what kids do. And I really don't want us to grow up in a country where a kid telling a stupid joke, telling a very offensive stupid joke, is cause to ruin their lives. And at some point, we're all going to have to say, enough of this BS. We're not going to allow the worst moment in a 21-year-old's group chat to ruin a kid's life for the rest of time. That's just not okay. Like, we live in a digital world. This stuff is now etched in stone online. We're all going to have to say, you know what? No. We're not doing this. We're not canceling kids because they do something stupid in a group chat. And if I have to be the person who carries that message forward, I'm fine.
Oh my God. Okay, and you know what? I apologize to you guys because I messed up. You know what I should do? And we're going to fact check him. But what I should do is let's go find the sound bites and let's look at what happened since the protests on college campuses over Israel's response to October 7th and them calling for kids to be canceled and expelled. Real young people, and them suing universities for hundreds of millions of dollars because of the actions of some young people and the protests there. And now you're saying, oh no, where's that Drake meme? Where's the Drake meme? Put it up. Now you're saying, oh no, don't cancel the young people. JD Vance, when you say something bad about Charlie Kirk, he's like, oh, pearl clutching. JD Vance, when you say something good about Hitler, yeah. JD Vance is the one that compared Donald Trump to Hitler, the highest profile person ever. And now he's vice president, though. So you want to cancel all the kids from the college campuses who were saying there's a genocide happening in Gaza, but you don't want to cancel the people who are Nazis and, oh, it's just, kids tell offensive jokes. They're not kids. First of all, they're adults. Now, I want to play JD Vance's soundbite again, and we're going to show you the ages of the so-called kids that he's talking about. Roll it.
But the reality is that kids do stupid things, especially young boys. By focusing on what kids are saying in a group chat, grow up. I'm sorry. Focus on the real issues. Don't focus on what kids say in group chat.
35, 28, 31, 29, 24, 27, 27. JD Vance is 41. They're almost as old as you. What the fuck are you talking about? JD Vance embarrasses himself every single day that he twists himself into a pretzel to become more of a MAGA apologist and bigot. Man, Usha. Woo, Lordy. Unbelievable. That's the vice president of the United States. These are not kids. You know who had a few words for JD Vance? Friend of the show, my good friend, Jennifer Welch.
He is married to a woman of Indian descent.
Yes.
He has mixed race children.
Yes.
So to all of the MAGA voters out there, if this man will not defend his wife and will not defend his kids, do you think he gives a crap about you or anything to do with you?
He does not. JD Vance couldn't care less about you. That's the correct way of saying couldn't care less about you. He cares about himself. Anyone who makes excuses for this, I don't want to ruin some kid's life or say whatever. Okay. I gave you an example. Let's see if there were some kids on the liberal side of the aisle who did something like this, what you would be saying. These are the same people who are revoking visas over their criticism of folks who criticized Charlie Kirk. Revoking visas. Some of it were people who said, okay, he deserved it. There were some, but most of the people, many of them were just saying, he shouldn't have died that way, but he was a bigot. He shouldn't have died that way, but I didn't agree with him. Shouldn't have died that way, but he was racist. All of that is true. And yet their visas were revoked. But JD Vance, these kids, I don't want these go sort of Nazi, young kids with all the Nazi references in there. No, it's just a joke. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.